Welcome to Nifty Notions from So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and I hate throwing away scrap fabric, especially quilting fabric. Anything larger than a 3-inch square, well, it just feels to me that I should be keeping it for something. And I have found a notion that I'm going to be able to take those 3-inch scraps and bigger and hold on to them for a quilting project. And the notion is a set of rulers from Creative Grid. Now this is a set, so you get all of these pieces in this one set. And when they're put together, they make a 6-inch square. It's called Scrap Crazy. There's cutting directions for regular fabric, but what I like to use it for is for scraps. The smallest part of the template will work to be about a 3-inch square. From there, the pieces all change size. They're not regular shapes, they're irregular shapes. And that makes it that you can use up lots of different scraps because we're just going to be able to use these templates and cut them out. So once my projects are done, I'm cutting these shapes out with whatever scraps I have left over. The smallest shape I always seem to get a little bit more from. I'm not cutting so that I have an equal amount of everything. I'm just cutting until all of my scrap fabric is used up. And then I put it away for another project. And let me show you my little storage box that I've created to go with these little rulers. So I've taken this old box. It's 12 inches by 9 inches. So anything that is that shape or a little bit bigger is going to work. What I've done is I've built little dividers in this box. So each template sits in its own divider. The divider was very easy to make. I just took cardstock, made long strips at 3 inches. I folded those strips in half, and that just made a little lip. So this area here could be glued on the box. I glued them on, and then I put a row of tape on those edges just to hold them down so this bottom surface is nice and smooth. I started with the long strip and then just added my 2 extra arms. And I made those pieces so that they would fit the template shapes. So as I've been finishing all of these projects, it doesn't matter the fabric, I've just cut whatever shapes I could out of these little template pieces. But over a period of time, I'm going to be able to build this up and get a nice stack of a variety of colors. Then I can mix and match them and sew them together. The pieces sew together really well. The templates match up perfectly. All the dog ears have been cut off, so they match up. So we can take A and B and just match up those edges and stitch a 1/4 inch down. A bonus with the template A is they have this so you can cut it up into 2 different pieces. So they've labeled them A and E, so if you have even smaller pieces, you can join them together. Regardless if that seam is pressed to the B piece or the A piece, you have no dog ears and they match up perfect. The next is sewing the C and D together. You're going to sew it along this top edge, and if you press up, you have no dog ear, or down, you have no dog ear. From there, you're going to be able to stitch those 2 pieces together. Just like puzzle pieces, they're going to match together and stitch a 1/4 inch. With that last seam pressed, we don't need to do any trimming. It's done. This is a 6.5 inch block, which will equal 6 inches when it's all sewn together. This is a fun block to make if you want to try out some of those fancy stitches on your sewing machine. As you sew each piece together, press the seams open and flat, and then just use one of your decorative stitches to top stitch. Then as you sew your pieces together, you're going to continue the same theme. Press those seams open and flat, do one of your decorative stitches, and then sew the next row together and do a row of decorative stitching. And this is a fun way to use up your different threads or to try out new threads. This is going to be such a fun project. I'm going to go through my scrap bin and cut up whatever I can. And then moving forward, I'm actually looking forward to the scraps from my last projects. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see all of the different fabrics that I've used in all of my quilting projects. I'll put a link in the description to the Creative Grids ruler, and as always, Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.